Hi, guys. Welcome back to another The Deciding Factor Extra show. This is separate from our normal podcast. And finally, I can say I'm John.
And I'm Alton.
And along with us is Barbara.
Hi, guys. Here's something.
So, if you've seen the rest of the Deciding Factor Extra segments, somebody decided to go on a hunting trip, which really didn't turn out so well. So, we'll cover that in a second. But today's episode is actually going to be our Think Fast segment yet again. It's 5 questions. It's thinking fast, giving us a crazy answer. And Alton has no idea how we do this, so he's in for a treat. Ain't that right?
I'm ready.
All right, guys, stay tuned. This is the Deciding Factor Extra.
Bringing you their thoughts on today's news and current events. Coming to you from Austen, Texas, this is the Deciding Factor Extra. With your hosts, Alton Hill and John Herzog.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining us. Once again, this is not our normal podcast. This is us being goofy. And finally, we have Alton back. He went on a hunting trip, and give us a quick little breakdown. I know we had the video we posted on our Facebook, but for the listeners, tell them a little something.
Yeah, so went out for my elk hunting adventures in the mountains of Colorado. And the short version of the story is we kind of got caught in a blizzard, and we were 6.5 miles from our truck. And after packing a full day trying to get out of there, we kind of hit our little SOS button and got a helicopter ride out. Still haven't got the bill, hoping I don't get the bill. I thought, I was like, yeah, a few grand. I was talking to a buddy yesterday. He goes, oh, yeah, my brother got life flighted out in this motorcycle race, and he got a $38,000 bill. And I was like,
38.
Yeah, so I'm not really prepared for a $38,000 bill. If that comes, we're going to have to start monetizing this podcast.
Do they have insurance for things like that?
I'm going to have
campers insurance
or something, you know.
You're going to be working the corner. That is for sure.
I don't know. Going to have to come up with something.
Barbara, what you got going on here? You got something attached to your nose.
Yeah, I'm trying something new. I've decided that actual piercings are so last week. I think I'm just going to go all fake piercings from here on out.
You know, I actually had surgery on my nasal, so I have the septum. There's nothing there. So I could put one in. You'd never even know the difference.
Maybe we should have like a fake piercing day and just
Probably totally
for
should.
all the people who haven't heard the extras, we'll just roll in with piercings.
Be like, what is going on with these weirdos? All right, so let's jump right in. First question, Alton, you're up. Should sequels exist?
Of course.
Are you sure? I bet
Yeah.
Barbara has something different to say.
Well, look, I'm watching The Mandalorian right now. I guess you couldn't count that as a sequel. It's kind
my
of
goodness.
maybe more of a spin-off, but I'm all in The Mandalorian.
You stayed awake for more than one episode? I tried,
Wow.
man. I don't have that kind of staying power. The Mandalorian, I'm just like, oh, look, it's a little green. It's Yoda. Can we stop now?
It's Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. Nobody cares. Like, you watch for half an hour and then nothing happens. And then you're like, well, it must be the second episode. So you watch for another half an hour and nothing happens. Okay. You can tell me how far you've made it into Mandalorian.
Hey, I think the best Terminator was number 3.
Really?
Number 3. It has the most epic, like, vehicle chase scene in it of any other movie. Challenge me on it. Terminator 3. Bring it on. That's the one.
So I do like a lot of the sequels to all these movies. We went back to a conversation we had on one of our extras, Barb, which was the movie Taken. I thought maybe not the third one, but the first and second one were good. And then, of course, I'm like a kid at heart, so Shrek. I liked all the Shreks. So I'm in on sequels. I don't think I'm up for sequels. So sorry, Barb, but I think you're outvoted here.
Well, but John, I think you need to probably tell our listeners why it is that I haven't seen Taken yet. There is a reason why I haven't seen Taken yet.
Because you live in Seattle and you know nothing.
Because we made a deal that you would watch Hamilton and I would watch Taken. And so until I see the proof that you have watched Hamilton, I am so not going and paying money to see the movie that they had to make 3 times to get it right.
I was thinking I could get my wife to help lie, but she actually wants me to watch that movie or show or whatever it is with her. So she won't lie. She'll be like, no, I'm back in Barb. Screw you, John.
That's right.
Can I put a qualifier in here though?
What's that?
All of the Marvel stuff,
Oh,
like
I love Marvel.
like you should only have so many sequels. And like at the 17th X-Men or whatever, I mean, come on, give it up, guys. Give it up.
No, I want more.
Term limits.
Give it up. Yeah,
Term limits for sequels.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I could
3,
get behind that.
4, maybe if it's really good. Although, is Harry Potter count as a sequel? Is that like
Ooh.
I
Well,
guess
see, I think that leads into
whatever-
another question, though. Like, books versus movies. Like, I don't think it's technically a sequel because each movie is a book, right?
I don't know. I'm just saying I like Harry Potter, but anything more than Harry Potter, like all of the Marvel comic stuff, has just gone too far.
Okay.
So there you go.
So let's go to another movie question that we have here. Are the movies better than the book?
Do we just chime in?
Yeah. It's
So,
going to be you or Barb first.
All right. So look, I watched all the Harry Potters. I liked the Harry Potters. Then I was driving cross country trying to stay awake. And Heather's like, oh, I got these Harry Potter tapes. And I'm like, I've seen the movie. And she's like, you should just listen to it. And that was the first time that I read a book after I watched the movie. And I was like, man, this is incredible. This is way better than the movie. And she's like, that's what I've been saying. So if Harry Potter is any indication, then the books are better than the movie.
Yeah. Did you guys read Lord of the Rings? 'Cause
No
this was
way.
like, okay, I tried and I kinda fell
Except you
asleep.
don't have to read them.
Exactly. The only exception I could think of, usually I would be like, yeah, the books are usually better than the movie. Except I think Jane Austen movies. I know this is just heresy in the book world, but I kind of like the movies better than the books.
Really?
Yeah,
So-
like on the
I really don't have skin in the game because y'all all know I could care less.
you don't read the
to
book.
I'm definitely not going to read something that's going to get turned into a movie. The only one that I can qualify and say is Jesus, right? What was that one? What was the Jesus movie?
The Bible?
Was it the Bible? Is that what it was?
I don't know. What are you saying?
Please don't tell me that you thought the movie was better than the book. We've got problems.
The movie is better than the book.
Are you talking about The Passion?
There you go. Passion of
The
Christ.
Passion.
Or is it
Yeah,
just
that definitely made some stuff really good. Have y'all seen The Chosen yet?
No.
I've made fun of
Oh,
it.
come on.
Does that count?
Have you watched it?
I think
No,
I
I
posted
read-
about it in our church directory, but I never watched it.
Look, so it's a really cool thing, The Chosen. I want to totally plug The Chosen. They're doing some new things like crowdfunding their deals. So like if I stream it, I can stream it for free. And if I'm streaming it for free, it's going to be like John Herzog paid for you to watch this. Or like I can pay whatever it is, $1 to watch it, or I could pay $10 to watch it. And now I'm paying for myself and then 9 other people. So when Barbara goes to watch it, it's going to be like Alton Hill from Texas paid for you to stream this. And anything left over is funding season 2. And I would say if you like The Passion and you thought that The Passion really brought things out, you got to check out Chosen because it's so legit. And I think maybe some like Super Bible people will be like, they're taking a little artistic liberties too much. But I'm like, man, it makes it real.
The Super Bible people.
Mhm.
Bible thumpers? Is that what
Do you know those? No, you know who I'm talking
You mean
about.
like people that read it instead of watching the movie.
So like if you watch a lot of the like gospels and stuff, it's like there's some of them that will only say the words that are the verses. So it's like Jesus preaching, but he's only preaching the verses that are in the Bible because people are afraid to add to what Jesus said. And I understand that. But then it's like, look, those are not the only words Jesus said. The Bible even says that that's not the only thing. So, giving it some context, I think helps. And anyway, it's good. Makes it real.
Elton, you add so much. I don't think we've ever had this deep of a think fast. Like, not once.
Sorry.
No, it's great. This is like,
Ain't nobody got time for that. There's a fire.
Okay. So next question, is Ultimate Frisbee a sport? And also to add to it, is golf a sport?
Next question. Nobody cares.
that's the point of Think Fast. Nobody cares about any of these questions.
I guess
I don't know. Okay, does Ultimate Frisbee, does it have uniforms? That's what I didn't know.
No.
I have a qualifying question.
Probably if it turns up on ESPN, it would be. I mean, they have
numbers.
They have cornhole and they have jerseys and all this other
Dude,
crap.
cornhole's legit. If you said Frisbee golf, I would say Frisbee golf is a sport.
Hmm?
Golf is a sport. Like board
Ish.
games, not a sport.
I don't know. I think I've seen board games played more aggressively than golf and with more interest.
I've hit dudes with golf balls on the golf course. So if you can get injured out there, you got to call it a sport.
Okay.
Why does it seem like death follows you anything that you do that's extracurricular?
Bro,
It's
because I'm
either
living
MMA,
life,
I
man.
can choke you out. Golf,
I'm
I
living
can
life.
head and kill you. Or I'm going to go elk hunting and we'll, be on Discovery and we can have our own, what is it, Wild Man series?
Yeah, man, that's where I stay. What else is it?
You know what I love though is that
HR stuff.
we could probably have you do just about anything and you could find the fatal in it. Like,
Yes.
hey, would you knit me some socks? And it'd be
It's a
like,
gift.
and then I was in the hospital and I had the needle up my wrist and it was,
See, where do you think Wolverine came from? It was
exactly. That's what
somebody-
I'm saying. There's
probably somebody knitting. And they're like, oh man, if I just like knitted these to my hand, it'd be wicked awesome.
Yeah, y'all are still out of control here. I'm going to say Frisbee golf is a sport, even though I think golf is not much of a sport. But
No, you can't say Frisbee golf is a sport and golf isn't. Come on.
I mean,
man.
there's more physical activity with the Frisbee golf. Right?
I don't even know what ultimate Frisbee is. That's how not a sport it is.
yeah, I think it's not a sport. But
All
I
right.
kind of think golf isn't a sport either. So
All right, we're going to team up against John. I see how this is.
Golf is a ball and a stick. That's like all sports ever.
Okay, so moving on to the next
What is a
question.
Frisbee?
Okay.
It's from Aliens, man.
All right, most important question we've probably asked on this show. What is the funniest way you've ever answered the phone?
Beep, 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 beep. Did I get the buzzer? I didn't have anything to say.
Didn't
I just
call your
wanted to
name.
be
Oh, I thought that
loud.
was the way you answered the phone. I'm like, not
Oh.
bad. That's pretty good.
No, I've said Mary's Massage Parlor. How may I help you? I used to prank call people with soundboards. One time I prank called my dad with the Kindergarten Cop Schwarzenegger soundboard. I laughed so hard and he never knew. Dad, I hope you're not listening.
Okay, hit me with this. I got to hear it. Come on.
Hear what?
Let's do it.
Do
Oh,
what?
you did the soundboard, the recording.
Yeah, it's a soundboard. It's
Okay.
like, hello, I'm Detective John Kimball. And he's like, who? I'm a cop, you idiot. Don't talk to me like that. Who is your daddy and what does he do? What? You watch your mouth.
So,
Yeah.
what about you, Barb?
Oh, I was gonna say, I think that the only time that I really answered the phone differently is, nowadays with cell phones, I can tell when I'm getting a telemarketer. And I went through this stint a couple of years ago where I was trying to find health insurance. And I swear all I did was Google it once, like, health insurance, Washington State. And after that, I started getting calls every single day. We're talking like 12
Shouldn't
phone
have
calls a
done
day. And they would all say, this is the National Institute of Health Insurance, or something that really sounds fake, right? But they all answered that way. And it was always from different numbers, so you couldn't just block it. So after doing this for weeks, and it's an awful scam. And all they ask for is your, credit card number and date of birth. I finally answered the phone as the National Institute of Health Insurance. Can I get your credit card number and date of birth? And the guy that picked up the phone, he's like, no, wait a second. That's not, oh man, Wilma must have put one of our own numbers in here. Sorry, man. Got off the phone and I never got another call.
Wow. That's
All
crazy.
right, that's it.
Yeah.
So mine, I'm going to have to warn the people at church. If you're from our church or religious at all, you're not going to want to listen to this one. So mute me.
Oh.
So
Can I mute you?
yeah, you can.
Excuse-
Yeah.
Beep.
So,
I think that was me. I don't know.
so I got a call one time and I answered the phone. John's abortion clinic, no fetus can beat us. And that changed the conversation really quick.
I could see that.
Or the second one is John's mortuary, John's mortuary, you stab him, we slab him. So
Do a lot of
That's
people
the
order
funniest
pizza
I've
right
ever
after
done.
that?
say what?
A lot of people order pizza right after that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So another last question that we have is actually geared around the phone as well. How do you respond to phone scams?
My personal favorite is to go straight to the oven. I get a lot of phone scams that involve technology, which you guys know me well enough to know that that's a pretty easy one, because I'm like, they'll be like, what kind of computer do you have? And I'm like, silver. And so when they'll call and say, you signed up with us. I've had this one guy that's like, I've talked to you before. I was the one that helped install your whatever, which is pretty obviously not true because no one installed anything on my whatever. And so I always will say, yes, okay, I'm with you so far. You just have to tell me, do I push bake or broil? Bake or broil? And they're like, right. So go back to the top, see where the buttons are, go back to the top, and you're going to get into, right. I understand, but it's giving me the option, bake or broil. I had one guy that did this with me for like 15 minutes before he finally hung up.
Wow.
It was a fun day.
That is too much work. I just hang up.
Yeah. I
What
used
can I say?
to,
I'm
when
entertained
I
by
had
things,
more
small
time,
things.
I definitely drug it out and was weird with people and scammed them. But
Did you sell them your own digital service?
no, I mean, I just waste their time and then make fun of them, and then it'd be weird and just entertain myself. But that was back pre-kids. Post-kids, I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, see, that's funny. I'm way worse now that I have kids. Like now that there's kids and I'll get these calls, they'll sit around me in a circle like it's story time with mommy. And I love the ones where they'll start out with an automated person, but they want you to think it's a real person. Like, hi, this is Janice. We talked last week about such and such. And then after they get you talking, they switch you to a real person. And so what I like to do when the kids are nearby is I panic, like, wait a second, I had Janice on the phone. What happened to Janice? We were talking. We were close. I talk more to Janice than I do with my own mother. Where'd she go? And so you end up, I just figure it's my service to humanity, because that if you are in that job and you're the one having to make those calls all the time, that sucks. So I'm going to give them something to go home and tell their family about it.
See, I could see Alton just getting that phone call and he's like, you're really wasting a whole lot of money. Your return on investment on this phone call is really horrendous. But, if you let me do your digital marketing, we could skyrocket, and we'll use Google AdWords, we'll use Facebook and click. I bet you could end the conversation quick.
Yeah, I will say about scam calls. One time when I was high school age, I was visiting some friends out of state, and this dude kept saying he has a girlfriend, and I'm like, bro, where's she at, man? Like, you're saying all these things, but I've been here for several days and I hadn't seen her. And then for some reason we had the idea to prank call her. So I was going to call, and we had this elaborate story because her boyfriend is feeding me all this information, and I was just going to scam her, and ended up asking her out. Like, hey, I've been watching you work at your Subway in the mall, and, just wanted to take you out. Well, the girl said yes. And so it's like, it was pretty awkward. And anyway, she was not good for him anyway, but it was so awkward. And I like awkward, but that was like, I wish I had never done that.
I will tell you, Alton has gotten a little more awkward since his hunting trip. So at church, I had missed him, so I gave him a hug. And so as you go to release, like you're going to go back to doing your normal stuff, he's like tighter. Oh, just like, okay, we're still doing this.
Man, I didn't even smell your neck. I don't know what you're talking about. Awkward.
No. But that's all the questions I have. So that's going to wrap this. Alton, I will say I'm glad you're back.
It's good to be back.
It was hard to get Barb to take a shower for the show, so I think we're back to normal now.
You act like every show is Christmas. I just don't understand it.
Hey, she's a water conservationist. It's a good thing.
You know what? But here's what gets me before we
Baby
take off.
wipes, Barbara.
Here's what gets me. I do all this show prep. I try to look all really pretty, and you do too, Alton.
Bro, I shaved today.
Barely. But Barb is getting all the attention on social media. She's got guys getting her left and right.
It's awful. Like, I would just like to ask, and I don't probably really need you to text me an answer, but does this ever work for people? Like, to send these horrible nude photos, does it ever actually get the result you want? Anybody?
You can get me divorced really quick if you did that.
Probably not with the ones I'm getting.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I'd probably get questions, and then Jim the preacher would be having more discussion.
There would be questions. Yeah.
I've never tried it, so I can't speak to it.
Yeah, don't try it. It doesn't, all it gets you is, blocked and someone probably vomiting on the other end. So.
Well, what we can do is we can threaten to share it on the show, and we'll see how quick you stop getting those pictures.
I predict that it goes viral, but that none of those videos get taken down. If we post something like, maybe we shouldn't wear a mask, that'll get taken down uber fast. But I could, share all this nasty stuff I'm getting, and it'd probably just keep going.
I'm just glad Barbara's getting it. Thanks, y'all.
I do what I can.
All right. That's going to do it for our show. This was our Think Fast segment. Make sure you catch the rest of our shows every Monday morning at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, or you can just download it whenever the heck you have time and enjoy it on your own pleasure. This was the Deciding Factor Extra. Guys, it was fun. Say bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.
This has been another episode of the Deciding Factor Extra, giving you food for thought on real-life issues. Be sure to click, like, and subscribe to this podcast, as well as all your big social media outlets, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Don't forget to check out our website, thedecidingfactorpodcast.com, and give us comments and feedback. Until next time, stay safe and keep an open mind.